My name's Ali Faraj.
Ahmed Elki.
And we're from the GWS Giants here today, and we thank the UMA once more for having us here today to talk about aspiration and the Bridges to Higher Education program that we currently deliver. I guess to start off, Ahmed, can you please tell us a bit about what the Bridges program is and what you currently do at the GWS Giants?
So currently at the GWS Giants, we're working on the Bridges to Higher Education program funded through the University of Western Sydney. And our key core outcomes are to deliver programs to disadvantaged communities and low SES communities and put that as aspiration within the students to actually achieve something greater when they get a bit older, I guess.
I guess the word aspiration is a key term there. When we talk about aspiration, a lot of young people these days are a bit afraid to fail. And I'm telling you today, I've failed plenty of times. Going through university, first one in my family to get there. It was a big challenge, and it was a bit of a nervous start for me. I was failing a subject every semester. I had to work full time when I was there. And then by the end of it, I wanted to really become a teacher, but I did an arts degree. And when I got to the end of my degree, the university said I didn't have a GPA to get into a teaching degree. So I had to search 6 different universities until I realised that the only university that would take me was Newcastle. And Ahmed, you know how far Newcastle is from Auburn, don't you?
It's a bit of a distance, been there a few times. And
correct. So it's a 3-hour drive from where I live. And I took the challenge and eventually did it. And then after that, worked as a primary school teacher for maybe close to 4.5 years. And then I guess life take a bit of a change, I guess.
Don't you actually work at UWS now, Ali Faraj?
That's correct. It's a bit ironic there. Yeah. The university told me I couldn't become a teacher. I currently work there and I'm a tutor, and I work there teaching mathematics to primary undergraduate teachers. I guess, Ahmed, the key as well is life takes you in journeys. I know for yourself, you became a PE teacher.
Yes, I'm a qualified PDH PE teacher. Love teaching, love dealing with kids and actually trying to better our community. Got into teaching, and I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to work with the Australian Football League in New South Wales, ACT, and through there just worked up the ranks, and now I work with the GWS Giants on pretty cool programs.
I guess what's key here, guys, too, is, and girls, what's important here is you must always, I guess, have a vision. I know one lady that we always talk to young kids about, is Helen Keller. Helen Keller, born blind and deaf, ended up writing close to 12 novels, taught herself how to speak. If she can do it, imagine that, born blind and deaf. If she can overcome her barriers of deafness and blindness and still achieve something in her life, it doesn't take much for us to get up in the morning, I guess, and have a vision. Because she said one thing, and I really want to dwell on this. It's a sad thing if you can see and have no vision. And I guess vision is about taking that day-to-day step, which is important. We're not going to tell you you're going to do a miracle. Next day you watch this film and you're going to be straight away in a university. No. But step by step, there's plenty of pathways. We always talk to young kids about don't give up. Why do we talk about that? Because there's plenty of pathways. University, tertiary education, that's the main aspect of our program. How can you get in? If you fail your HSC, it's not over. Because how many times have we talked about one gentleman in our community who got 30.45 in his HSC, but ended up becoming a PE teacher. And how did he do it?
So what he did, he took the opportunity of going to a college. He did his certificate 3 and 4 in physical education. And then from there, he did quite well and applied for university. And guess what? They accepted him, and now he's a qualified PDH PE teacher.
And not only that, guys, he did his Cert 3 and 4 in fitness. He became a fitness instructor, personal trainer. He worked at the same time. And now he actually teaches the fitness course to people just like him. People that have a desire to get into university but haven't made it because they didn't do too well in the HSC, but they still want to, what? They still want to bridge that gap into university. And that's the most important thing. Don't give up. And I guess, Ahmed...
It's the way we look at things as well, Ali Faraj. So if I fail, I can look at it as a failure. But there's one interesting character I also like to look at. A man named Thomas Edison. We all know who Thomas Edison is and what he's famous for. But when they asked Thomas Edison, they said, how many times have you failed? Okay, and Thomas Edison in his biography, when he talks about how many times he attempted to create the light bulb, he says he failed 20,000 times, or it took him 20,000 times. And they said, well, you're a bit of a failure. It took you 20,000 times. And he says, no, I've never failed in my life. They said, what do you mean you haven't failed in your life? And he said, I just learned 20,000 ways of how a light bulb does not work. So that's the actually attitude that we should have. That if I If it doesn't work the first time, I don't give up, but I look at the mistakes that I've made and how can I not make them mistakes again, Ali?
And I guess what's important is, I guess, the environment. It's your peer group. It's people that are negative. Because I know when Emad first started jiu-jitsu, I said to him, you're a bit short for that. You're a bit skinny. You're not going to be able to do jiu-jitsu. And then he became a purple belt. And he's continuing on. If he wanted to hang around with people like that are negative, he's not going to get ahead in life. People that you need to hang around with are people that are going to encourage you to do better, to want to achieve, to want to take that step forward. And that's very important, because if you hang around with negative people, all you're going to get is negative remarks. All you're going to get reminded about is the negative things that you're doing. You need to hang around with positive people. Positive people equal positive step forward, which is important. And I guess from our end, we would like you to be encouraged to want to take that step further. Not only that, but if you've got an aspiration, then dream and actually go out there and do it. Do it. There's no reason why you couldn't become a scientist. You couldn't become a nutritionist. You couldn't become a cook. You couldn't become an engineer. Anything is possible. And that's what I'll leave you with. Anything is possible.
They say shoot for the stars, and if you don't reach them, at least you get off the ground.
And we're out now from the GWS Giants.